Hello there, how are you? I want to share with you something that's been bothering me the last few days. I was in a couple of meetings recently, and I would be sitting there, and there'd be a few people in the room, and somebody would invariably open the door. And then I would feel this draft. Now, the winter is coming on, and there's a lot of drafts in buildings, and most people don't heat the lobbies, so there's this windstorm coming through the doorway, and now I'm cold, and I got a chill, and I don't want to be cold. So I lean over to the guy that's sitting next to the door, and I say, could you please close, I say, in pantomime, could you close the door? I'm cold, right? And so he gets up and he closes the door. But a few minutes later, some guy from the other side of the room, he gets up and he opens the door. And so now I'm in a perplex. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to tell this guy to stay away from the door or not. So he says to me, I said, come on, what are you doing to open the door? He says, we want some fresh air in here. And I'm thinking, he wants air, he wants fresh air. I said, plenty of air in here. If there wasn't enough air in here, everybody would be choking. And everybody would be going out the door. God put plenty of air on this earth. There's enough to go around. Unless you're in a bathroom where a guy just took a major dump, you don't really need to worry about air. It's everywhere. It's all the same. Fresh air, stale air, cold air, hot air. The only thing that changes is the temperature. There's nothing at all that changes about the air. So you people out there that you subject other people to drafts and to germs and to cold, you should keep the doors closed. You understand? Just keep the damn door closed. Have a little respect for those of us who get a little chilly in the day. And that brings me to another point about fresh and stale and here and there. I'm in this hotel once with this lady, and I want to be very romantic, so I tell her to put a bottle of champagne in the room. And I go out to lunch before I get there, and I want the champagne there at 3 o'clock. So we get there about 2:30, and we check in, and when I open the door, the champagne's there, but the water, the ice had melted. So obviously they put it in there too early. So I get the bucket, and I go outside, and I'm looking for the ice machine. And I'm looking around, and I don't find an ice machine, but a guy in a green jacket comes down the hall, and he says to me, can I help you? And I said, of course. He says, I need a bucket of ice. And he says, fresh ice? I said, no, doesn't have to be fresh. Whatever you got laying around, I just need a bucket of ice. So he looks at me sort of cockeyed, and he goes his way, and on my way back to the room, I'm wondering what stale ice would be. Would stale ice be what? Well, how would it be stale? It's the stale up in the glaciers, right? That's stale ice, because that's been there for 3,000 years. So that's definitely got to be stale. But if you make it in your refrigerator and it's 3-4 days old, does that make it stale? Oh, you know what? When it melts, it's definitely stale. Water is stale ice. You chew on that for a little while, and I'll come back to you. Bye-bye.